Hey, I'm Edge of my seat here, back again with another brand new video. So today I will be no damaging the entirety of Portable Ops, which is the first 3D PSP spin-off of the Metal Gear Solid series. Now, I say spin-off even though this game does have some relationship to like the canon story of the series, because well, it simply doesn't have a number. And also it isn't on console, it is, well, on PSP like I said, and I do believe it's the first PSP game, though this isn't exactly the first portable game the series has had. There was Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel before this one. I don't know, I'll get around to that one at some point, but yeah, I don't know. Just to talk about this game, it's kind of like a clunkier Snake Eater. Like, it's kind of crazy how they were able to get a lot of the same assets, animations, and a lot of like the gameplay from Snake Eater on a PSP, but it's on the PSP, so like quite a bit had to be sacrificed because we're working on like PSP handheld controller, which is a whole console, not exactly like a controller. So we don't have like triggers. All we have is like the left and like the right kind of shoulder buttons, and we don't have a right analog stick. So a lot of modifications had to be made. However, for this video, I did not have to play on a PSP. I'm actually playing on an emulator. So for this one, I did play on a PS4 controller, so I did have those extra buttons, but I didn't really need them because this game really was not made for them. So yeah, here, once you get out of the jail section, there's going to be a guard on your left. Hold them up and then knock them down. Boom. Also, I'd just like to mention that every time I open this game's title screen and you press start, like a gunshot happens, and it always hurts my ears. It is such a painful sound. Like, oh my god, why couldn't we just make it a little softer? But yeah, once you go through that gate, another guard to hold up here. And while I would like to hold up every single guard, you can't do it. I don't know, with this guy, it's just a little hard to do it, and it'll waste a lot of time trying to do it. So instead, I'm just going to snipe him with a tranquilizer from across the map. And thanks to the PSP's like weird like camera in this game, it's not as easy as in Snake Eater. Oh dear, because he didn't. Oh yeah, so here I'm just gonna crawl. Though to be fair, I don't really think there's any point to that. You could maybe just run through this area and you'll be fine because the guard won't be looking at you. But I just want it to be safe, and yeah, pretty much just run to the X over there. But yeah, like the PSP, the way you would control the camera on the PSP is that you would use either the face buttons, the D-pad. Like, I mean, you could modify which buttons you use to control the camera, but you could not use a stick. And well, I don't know, replacing the stick with buttons or like the D-pad arrows, it means that a lot of the nice kind of sensitivity, kind of smooth like movement of the camera is kind of gone. It's all like big, like vast sweeping motions of the camera, which means like subtle movements just are absent. Even if you use like a controller this time and like like map the D-pad to like a right stick, it still is going to be a lot of weird janky motions with the camera. So it's just something you're gonna have to deal with even if you're emulating like portable ops. Something which you won't have to deal with is this 20 FPS frame rate, because I heard you can actually download a patch which makes this game 60 FPS if you're emulating, but I did not know how to do it, so I am dealing with the 20 FPS Ocarina of Time like frame rate. I mean, I don't mind it too much. I mean, I actually quite enjoy like low frame rates sometimes, but like for this game, it's a little weird, especially coming off like the 60 FPS Snake Eater and well the 60 FPS piece. Oh yeah, so for this level, pretty much just run behind that guard, hold them up, and then crawl under here because it's pretty much going to lead us straight to our objective. Yeah, just kind of press triangle there, open that door, and we're pretty much good to go. But yeah, even though this game's gameplay is quite similar to Snake Eater, there's been a few modifications, like for example with CQC. So you can still slam enemies like in Snake Eater, but now if you try to like slam someone by holding down the attack button, which is now square in this game, they can actually put up a bit of a fight. So like in Snake Eater, you just go up, you'd hold the CQC button, boom, you knock them down to the ground. But here, if you try to do that, sometimes they'll like resist a bit, and then you have to smash the button. And oh my goodness, I do not like that, because like smashing the attack button also does the standard melee combo. So sometimes if you're trying to be sneaky with it, like trying to be ahead of the curve, like okay, I know that if I try to slam to the ground he's gonna resist, but so I'll mash the button before before that happens. But then you'll just do the standard attack combo, which kind of messes up your whole process, and it's just like it's a very clunky thing, and honestly I just don't like this addition at all. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that you hold triangle to sneak and also attach yourself to cover, and also it's pretty much the interactable button to pretty much climb over stuff and like kind of open certain things. So yeah, here like there's gonna be two guards here. I'm gonna sneak up behind them, hold them up. I'm messing up the hold up here. So yeah, freeze. freeze. And here I'm going to freeze this guy again because he's kind of getting out of his hold up animation. Here I'm going to take this guy out because I've done a thing where like I knock one of these guys down to the ground, you know, like so. But doing that will actually knock the other guy, like kind of knock the guy over. And then he'll get up and then there'll be a whole complicated thing. So instead I'm going to tranquilize one guy and then knock out the other guy. And then run over here. There's going to be a guard right here. And then hold him up and then knock him to the ground. Yeah, here's what I do. I hold him up, I grab him, I knock him to the ground, and I hold him up again. And there's a very particular reason I do that, and I'll explain it later. And then the next strategy for this level is there's going to be a guard over here, and we're pretty much going to wait for him to turn around, and then we're going to do a bit of platforming, and then there's going to be a guard inside the building. But I think the guard inside the building is always going to be looking away from your position, so as long as you're sneaking, you can get by him just fine, though I'm not 100% sure about that. But certain sections in this game are designed that, you know, the guard will just always be in a stationary position, but sometimes they're not, so, you know, just be careful about that. Because pretty much the mission here is we need to get a certain document. And so we're pretty much going to infiltrate this building. And yeah, I think that guy's not going to move from his position, maybe? Or maybe I just got lucky. So yeah, here I'm going to hold him up. And the great thing about this, well, maybe not so much a great thing, but a very convenient thing about this game is that pretty much it has a mission-based structure. And pretty much you have these kind of objectives like, kind of go to this certain point, or collect this certain document, or interrogate this certain person, or blow up this certain thing. And the thing about these objectives is that once you complete them, the game just boots you out of the level, just straight up. Like, you do not have to consider an escape route at all. Which, did you see that? I knocked that guy down to the ground, then he immediately got up. If the game actually forced you to like manually leave the level, that guy would have noticed me and it would have been a big alert. So it's like, you know, that whole like part of the decision making, you know, process is just completely gone here, because it's just like go to the objective. Once it's done, you know, whatever mayhem is happening around you, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, you completed the objective, you're done. And also I'll be editing this video, you know, showing only the gameplay from the missions. Like, there's this whole thing in between each mission where you're like managing your base, managing like your soldiers and all that. Well, not really so much a base, but just kind of managing your crew. So there's a lot of like little micromanaging stuff that's happening in between all these missions and like gameplay stuff. So I just wanted to keep that in mind. Also, if you noticed, I am playing as Zero because Kojima refuses to give me a Zero prequel game, so instead I will make my own. The way I'm playing as Zero is that so pretty much this game is the first one to introduce the whole idea of like, you know, recruiting soldiers and like building up kind of your own soldier army, which give you benefits in like crafting weapons, like health items and all that. And Peace Walker and the Phantom Pain will continue to like evolve on this system. But yeah, here, the reason I'm able to play as Zero is because you can enter passwords to get certain like special characters as part of your crew. Now these characters, I'm not 100% sure if you can also get them like by completing certain like objectives in the game, because I have no idea how you would get Zero by completing certain objectives in the game. But like, you can also just get them immediately through passwords, and you can get like 10 or 12 people immediately through passwords. And let me tell you right now that collecting soldiers to kind of build up your army is the most tedious aspect of this game. So honestly, I recommend looking up those passwords and getting those people immediately, because even if it doesn't make any sense lore wise, because oh my goodness, it is such a drag, like dragging soldiers to trucks and all that. Because thankfully, like, future games will evolve on this system by pretty much having the Fulton balloons kind of get rid of all the busy work of manually dragging an enemy to like a truck and putting him there, because it just takes so long. Even with someone like Zero, the great thing about Zero is that he drags enemies faster. And that's like pretty much this game, how this game takes advantage of the whole like enemy recruitment system, is that you can play as the people you kidnap, and they'll have like special abilities which Snake won't have, like being able to drag enemies faster. Some people actually run faster, and those are pretty much the two abilities that I care about. The rest of them I don't really care much about, but those are like the two which are really special. And Zero has the ability to drag bodies faster, so that's why I kind of brought him on to drag that one body. And now here I'm just kind of playing as him because I want my Zero prequel game. So yeah, my strategy here is kind of hold that one guard up, and now here this guard's going to show up, and I'm trying to get him to like read this book here, but I was kind of messing up like getting his attention and all that. But you know, once you put the book down and they see the book, they'll immediately run to the book. Now like this is kind of new, because I don't think guards acted like this in Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3. Like, they immediately run to the book. It kind of saves a lot of busy work of waiting for them to kind of walk over to the book, though I might be wrong on that. But yeah, the magazine is one of the most useful skills in this game, because I don't know if this game has smoke grenades. Because I don't know, my crutch weapon in like Peace Walker was a smoke grenade, and now my crutch weapon of non-lethal ghosting choice, well, not so much ghosting but stealthing choice, is the magazine. But okay, so I was talking about holding triangle. So like it works most of the time, but sometimes there could be a little bit of weird overlap where you're trying to climb an obstacle, but you'll instead attach yourself to the obstacle, or you'll enter sneaking mode, or you'll be trying to open something, but instead of opening it, you'll like attach yourself to cover, or, like just I don't know, weird stuff like that. It's a bit clunky, but it works for the most part. So yeah, for this level, we're gonna crawl under here. Then once we do that, we're pretty much gonna run over to a certain point where an enemy is, like yeah, right over there. We're gonna wait for him to kind of turn around, then we're gonna interrogate him, and then we're gonna enter the building, and pretty much the level's over. Though I do kind of approach the level in a more sneaky fashion than usual, just because I was kind of unsure about certain things. Because I don't know, I mean, this game's camera just does it no favors. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of positive things about, like, Portable Ops, but it would be so much better if it wasn't limited to the PSP. Like, there's a lot of really great things about this game. Some things even better than Peace Walker, but it's just, like, there's a lot of jank, which is involved to the fact that it's on a PSP that just holds it back so much. It really could use a remaster. Like, well, with a remaster, this game would be appreciated a lot more. But, okay, so let me get off topic a little bit and talk about other things about this game. So alert phases. So for this walkthrough, I will be avoiding all alert phases. You know, getting no alerts, you know, doing sneaking 100%. But yeah, pretty much just kind of run up here. I believe there's like 0 enemies inside this building, so you can kind of run to your objective no problem. But this level does have one annoying thing though. Like you can actually like kind of, there's like multiple approaches in like most of these levels to get to your objective, and I love that. But for this level in particular, you can actually climb the side of a building in a ladder, and then you'll come across a window with like bars, but like those, like that window is actually showing you where your objective is. And I'm like, sweet, I can jump through the window, right? No, the bar's blocking. I'm like, bro, why are you gonna show me that window if I can't jump to the objective, man? It's like, okay, I'll walk around like the top of the building, see if there's any other windows to jump through, and then I find another window to jump through. But then once I jump through it, it goes into full alert phase, even though 0 enemies see me, because nurses have such a weird weird AI pattern. Like if they get slightly distressed, it's full on alert, even if they don't see you. Like, I mean, thing is, I could break windows with like normal guards and they won't like react. They'll be like, oh, it'll be like a caution state. I can deal with that. But with nurses, full alert. Like, so annoying. Like, absolute booty ass. Ugh. But yeah, but the thing about these alert phases, I mean, I'm trying to avoid them because, you know, I'm trying to do a sneaky run, but they're not really that big of a danger because they don't really mean the end of the world, because like if it happens and you take out the one enemy who caused it, then it pretty much goes away. I don't know, most of the time enemies like don't really become aware that an alert is happening. Like, I don't know, I mean, if I take out an enemy like fast enough during an alert phase, then like the alert phase just immediately ends, and then like the other enemies don't care, even if they're pretty close by. And oh well, to be fair, this is also offset by the fact that alerts happen immediately once a guard sees you. There's no calling the radio or whatnot. It just happens, which is a bit weird and a bit annoying. I forget if the previous game I played did that. Peace Walker? No, Peace Walker did not do that. I believe that was 4, but 4 had more of a reason for it. You know, whatever. But yeah, like a lot of the gameplay tech from Snake Eater is still here. I mean, you know, you have first person mode just like Snake Eater. I mean, to be fair, Sons of Liberty introduced it first, but you have holding up guards, and like, you know, holding up guards actually has like all the complications from Snake Eater, where, you know, if you don't keep them held up, like they'll actually put their arms down and go into alert phase. You can kind of throw them to the ground, hold them up there. Like, I mean, it's weird that like this game has all those features when Peace Walker got rid of like a lot of them. You can drag bodies, which to be fair, dragging bodies becomes one of the most tedious aspects of this game, but that's another thing which Peace Walker got rid of. And like the levels here tend to be a little bit more complex than like some of the levels and objectives here tend to be a little more complex than a lot of the stuff in Peace Walker. Probably all the stuff in Peace Walker, because in Peace Walker it's kind of going from one end of the map to the other, and the maps are really small, like pretty linear. While here, you're just set into like one map. It's like a little non-linear how you do it. It's kind of like a big box, and there's like a few multiple approaches to like take to like how to reach your objective. And the objectives aren't get to one place and that's it. Sometimes they blow up a thing, like interrogate a guy, and it's just like, what? Like, what is this doing here? Like, I mean, there's a little bit more going on than Peace Walker, and that's like one thing which I do like more about Portable Ops than Peace Walker. Like, if it just ironed out all like its jank and all that, I'd probably prefer this game. And also, if it had a little bit more going on with other aspects, I'd probably like it a bit more too. Just, it really does need a remaster. Like, Kojima, please, or like whoever's in charge of like the Portable Ops thing, like give it us like a good, like nice remaster. It'd really benefit this game a lot. And also, well, I mean, I was gonna say get rid of the dragging, but like, I mean, that kind of like change this entire game. But yeah, this level's pretty easy. Like, I mean, take out that scientist, climb up there, pretty much jump off like where like your first point was, and then crawl in that vent, and then get to your objective like that. I mean, you could get to that objective through like the building, or you could vent like kind of more sneaky way. You know, I like that. I like that. But yeah, like, I don't know, the guards tend to work mostly the same as in Snake Eater, except you have no camo system, which takes a bit of getting used to because it kind of adds a bit of a rough learning curve. So yeah, here I'm going to be checking the map, and that's another thing. Like, the levels in this game actually have me checking the map more often because I'm trying to see where is that objective, because like most of the time your objective will be marked by an X, but sometimes it won't, like right now. But thankfully for this level in particular, I just stumbled upon my objective like pretty like luckily, so you know, good for me, good for me. So yeah, here's the example. So like, I couldn't break a window during like that hospital level or whatnot because like the nurses would get mad, but I break a window here, it's just a caution stick because the guards aren't stupid. Like, I don't know, just like the way nurses and scientists work in this game just are so annoying. Like, they're needlessly challenging for no reason, while guards are a little bit more like both fun and fair to deal with. So yeah, here I'm just going to take this guy out from across the map. And this is pretty much where my objective is. It's pretty much where the secret document is. And I just kind of stumbled across it like pretty randomly just by jumping to that window. It's fun. Like, I like that I actually stumbled across what I needed to stumble across just by jumping through windows. Very nice. But yeah, guards seem to mostly work the same as in Snake Eater, except the camo system, like I said before. Because, like, it makes sneaking past them harder, because you can't just, like, camouflage right next to them. Because, you know, it's hard to notice enemies in Snake Eater, but the great thing is, you could be just as camouflaged as the enemy, so it kind of has that nice tactical vibe to it. But here, like, sometimes you can't notice enemies because of the camera. Not exactly because they're well disguised, but because this camera is just... So sometimes it's kind of hard to, like, learn enemy patterns without resorting to just, like, pistol sniping them. Which is just not, it's just, And, well, because of a lot of elements, this game is much harder than Peace Walker. Like, I don't know, Peace Walker's stealth, like, most enemies, like, have very short sight lines. I mean, these guards also have short sight lines, but not as much as Peace Walker. And the level design makes them a little more dangerous, the way they're kind of placed everywhere. But yeah, this level here, nothing much is happening. You just kind of run to this point. You see that the bridge is blocked, and now we're going to blow up some stuff to kind of get rid of these trucks in the middle of the bridge. But yeah, like, this game is much harder than Peace Walker. I had a much harder time, like, no damaging the boss fights and getting through these stealth encounters. Like, it's not really like a super difficult game aside from certain boss fights, but it definitely was more challenging than Peace Walker for some fair and some unfair reasons. But yeah, like, this game has a mission-based structure, but you can't exactly replay missions like in Peace Walker. You can revisit areas, but not the exact missions you completed before, which does kind of ruin a bit of the replay value this game could have. Like, this game does have New Game Plus, but it's like the type of New Game Plus where you have to replay the entire thing again, because like this game ranks you on how you pretty much play the entire game, not just certain missions. So there's no S ranking in this game. It's back to the whole, do you have like the big boss Foxhound rank, or do you have like the bad poopy rank? Now, I will say I will not be getting the Foxhound rank in this game because I start using I use restarts too many times and I kill a few people. But instead, I'm going to get what I believe is the second best ranking, the Sukimono. So, you know, look forward to that. And the Sukimono is like a very lenient ranking. Like, you'll see what I mean when we get to like the end title screen, which is pretty much the ending of this video. But yeah, I don't know, this game's mission-based structure, like, it's a really cool idea, and future games would like evolve around it. Or kind of like evolve the concept, but like the replay value is a little stifled by the whole thing with you can't replay certain missions. So yeah, what I'm trying to do here is I have to blow up 3 trucks. However, I'm going to go to the last truck I have to blow up, and I'm going to put a C4 there and then go through the level backwards. So I'm going to like pretty much hold up every single guard around here, like before we blow up the trucks here. And also I'm pulling away the guards from the trucks so that when I blow up the trucks, I don't kill the guards. Because if I like grab the guard and I hold him up and I have him like right next to the truck, and I put like TNT and blow up the truck right next to like the guard I just held up, the guard dies, and I don't want to do that. Now, I don't know if it will count as your kill, but I'm just not going to deal with it. I'm just not. But yeah, there's like 3 enemies down there. Like, you know, one's near the truck, the other one's also like a little farther from the truck, but in a way you can't see him. You know, you gotta learn those enemy like patterns and all that. Also, like, this game for the most part, I didn't really need to get help from other YouTubers, as in I didn't really watch many walkthroughs of the game. I just kind of went about it my own way because these levels are pretty short. And on replaying this game normally, like that's the thing, this game is much more enjoyable on New Game Plus when you do not have to mess with the whole like recruiting soldiers thing. Like if you're just playing through these levels as a normal like sneaking stealth game, and you already have all the recruits you need for like the spy stuff, like this game becomes so much more fun. Like just going through these like kind of bite-sized challenges and just kind of learning enemy patterns, like learning like strategies, how to approach a certain section, like just like the level, it's just a lot more enjoyable than like I don't know, just the first like tedious playthrough where you have to go into levels, grind, like slowly drag soldiers. Just I do not want to return to that again. I just really love just seamlessly going through these levels one by one and having enough spies in every area where I don't need to get any new people to like pretty much complete the spy objective. So yeah, there I put a TNT up in the truck up above and I blew it up, and then I put a TNT there and I'm going to blow up that truck again. Oh yeah, one weird quirk about using TNT in this game is that you cannot place multiple TNT things. That's why I'm doing this level backwards. Because I've done it where like I would blow that first truck up and then the second truck up, and then I would go to the third truck, and when I blew up the third truck, it just went to alert phase immediately, and I have zero idea why, so instead I went backwards, and that pretty much solved my problem. But yeah, you can't place multiple TNT things, because if you want to place a second one, you have to blow up the first one, and I don't know why they did that. I think it's dumb, and it kind of ruins my creativity thing a bit. So yeah, here we have to blow up a munitions shed, I believe. So yeah, another note, Kaz, the voice actor of Kaz, Robin Atkin Downs, also voices the first soldier you kidnap in this game, which is a neat little thing. And hey, oh, never mind, whatever. And also, we're going to talk about story stuff. The main hook of this game is kind of underwhelming. Like, you just kind of start off, it's like Snake's interrogated, and then you meet up with Roy Campbell, and he just kind of info dumps to you a whole bunch. And it's a little dry. I mean, 2 for Metal Gear can be a bit dry, but honestly, something about this felt particularly dry to me. I don't know. But yeah, here there's going to be a soldier over there, and we're going to use a magazine to distract him. There's actually 2 soldiers here. There's the one like kind of moving in on the left, and he's going to be a bit of a problem. Thankfully, he's not like too big of a problem to deal with. And here I'm going to kind of bring the guard over here by knocking against this. What was that? So that's a very nice strategy. Magazine, knock, the C magazine, run around. So yeah, this soldier, he's gonna turn around and see me, and that's gonna be a bit of a shame. It's gonna force me to wait a bit inside the munitions shed, because I mean, I have to pretty much put a TNT here, but if I stay here and blow it up, I'm pretty sure I'll die. So I have to get out of here. But you heard that guard. What was that? So if I step out right now, like the guard's gonna see me, so I'm gonna wait for him to be like, huh, just my imagination. But yeah, the thing with dragging bodies is like, I mean, besides it being really tedious and like taking a long time, it also kind of conflicts with the great level design of this game. I wouldn't say that. I mean, this game's level design, maybe it's not that good. I don't know, I'm gonna say it has some really good level design for like a PSP stealthy game. So yeah, here I'm gonna step out. That dude's like looking at sexy ladies, and boom, boom, boom. He has no idea what hit him, and that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. Like. You don't have to plan an escape route like at all. Once you complete the objective you're there for, you're done. The game just automatically does an escape route for you. But like, I just blew up that thing right next to the soldier, looking at like, girls, bro. Like, he would have noticed something. He would have noticed that a dude right behind him just blew up all his munitions. Like, I mean, planning an escape route in this game would like add so much more complexity to everything. But oh well, I guess they wanted to keep it brief because it's like a portable game. So whatever. But yeah, as I was saying, this game kind of has a tendency to bite itself in the ass, because like, like I said, the level design is pretty cool and has a lot of different ways to go through things, but then you have stuff like the vent shortcuts, but you can't carry a body through a vent. So why would you ever go through like the vent like shortcuts if you want to like, recruit people? So the game just kind of forces you to go through the more standard like front door like paths instead of taking the like fun sneaky venty paths, because if you take a vent path, you don't know how to carry a guard safely back to your truck. So it's like, dude, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Freeze. Also, this game actually does have cameras, so you have to, sometimes in certain levels you have to watch out for cameras. Freeze. And like, I thought they only showed up in like the final level, but no, they show up like pretty early. And the thing is that I'm playing on Extreme, which is the difficulty you unlock after beating the game once. And on Extreme, I'm pretty sure like more cameras get added to levels like retroactively. So I don't think I used retroactively correctly there. But yeah, on Extreme, like levels have more cameras put around them. Like they show up as early as like the hospital level. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I believe that extreme mode does add more cameras, which definitely like increases the difficulty in certain sections. But it also confused me for a bit because I just had zero idea why I was getting caught a lot of the time. But yeah, watch out for those cameras. Also, I guess another thing about the mission structure. Oh yeah, so like my whole strategy here is kind of venting, opening up to my objective, putting a bomb there, and then going back into the vents. Because if I stay in that same room, then I guess I'll die. I don't know, but here I don't die. Very nice. But yeah, like the way this game handles like its whole pacing or game structure or whatever, it can feel pretty disconnected. Oh yeah, so once we blow up all those things, we can now go past this bridge. And I have a pretty good accidental strategy I just came up with to get past this bridge pretty fast. Like, I'm trying to take out the guard across the bridge, but I end up missing, but it works out a lot better for me than it would have if I just took him out. And there's also a much cooler strategy. So here I'm going to shoot his legs, but instead I shoot the wall right next to him. And just like in Snake Eater, if you shoot a wall right next to a guard, they'll go into a caution alert. But the thing is, it distracts the enemy like in just the right perfect way where they'll run right past me and then I can just run straight to the objective. Like the one guard over there is like going to be looking away from me. So it's a perfect strategy, but it was completely accidental. But yeah, like I was saying, this game can feel pretty disconnected at points because like it's just areas after area. Like, I don't know, Peace Walker would tackle a similar thing, but it was like one continuous journey Snake was going through. But here it's like you enter an area and then you leave the area and then you go to another area, then you leave the area. Like, it doesn't really feel like one continuous journey Snake is going through. It doesn't really feel like the previous Metal Gear Solid games where it's just like this one big mission. It's just like, okay, we're going to go here, then we're going to go there. Then we're going to go here, then we're going to go there. And it only really has like the structure of one continuous mission like in its final sections where it kind of feels like it's one continuous person going through like one continuous thing. But here it's kind of go here, get back to the truck. Go here, get back to the truck. So yeah, I used the magazine to distract the guard over there, and then we use the magazine to distract the guard here. And then once the two guards are once this guy is like distracted enough, I'm going to go over and like tranquilize the two guards over there. But yeah, like, I don't know, like the structure of a journey is kind of lost here. And yeah, I don't know, I mean, I want to say like the levels are way more complicated than stuff in Peace Walker and way bigger. But the thing is, I don't think any of the missions in this game take longer than 5 minutes aside from like one and like the ones with boss fights. Because like those are kind of like exceptions because boss fights in this game have a certain tendency to drag. But yeah, like the missions like without boss fights, like most of them do not take longer than 5 minutes. And Peace Walker, like certain missions do take longer than 5 minutes because like it actually has you exploring multiple areas in like one mission, even though those areas individually are pretty small. Like, you know, connecting to like this one big thing, and like it kind of tends to kind of go on. I don't know what point I was trying to make there, but I hope that you understood it. Also, I believe that you can't hold up doctors in this game. Oh yeah, so here I believe there's zero danger. You just have to go to that box and you're fine, and it's mostly a bunch of story stuff. But yeah, I believe you can't hold up doctors because I think I tried it and then it just went to full alert. Like, I hate that about those enemies. Like, dude, I have a gun in your face. What are you going to alert for? You would literally die if I shot you. If I had like an actual gun and not a tranquilizer. Like, bro, come on, man. Also gotta say, Portable Ops has the most boring version of the code. Like, dude, like not only do characters like not like have any voice acting here, it's also like the most boring presentation. Like, I mean, Metal Gear like 1 and 2 had like a classic little like pixelated like cool presentation, but like also like I think what kills it is just these portraits. They're just PNG models of like, you know, their in-game renders. Like, you couldn't even have like a hand-drawn style. Like, this game has hand-drawn cutscenes by Ashley Wood, and I will say they're pretty rough. Like, they're much better in Peace Walker, and Kuruhyo like has a much more like consistent style. But this one, it could kind of kill the moment at points. I mean, it's a cool concept, but it wouldn't really go into full fruition until like Peace Walker and also other games which use like Ashley Wood like motion comic style. But yeah, I can kind of appreciate it in this game, but it is very rough. Thankfully, the voice acting and sound design like really do save it. Like, I mean, everyone's bringing their A game as usual for Metal Gear. So yeah, we're gonna run up here, and there's gonna be a guard here. We're gonna hold him up and knock him down.
Freeze.
Oh, and since I'm on the topic of Peace Walker, both this game and Peace Walker have like female side characters who are like, "You're pretty young." Like Snake literally says, "You're pretty young." It's fucking weird. And also the game's kind of weird with like Elise anyways, because it's like, "Hey Snake." I don't really have anything that profound to say about Elise in this game. Maybe I will have something to say later. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that line was pretty weird. So yeah, here, like, this is another example of like planning an escape route would complicate everything. Here, I'm gonna hold this guy up and I'm gonna grab the objective. Like, that guy will like not be held up after a certain point, and then he will like call an alert, but no, the objective ends here. Like, too bad, so sad. Like, I don't know, sometimes the mission would end with a cutscene, but like, that's it. The mission just ends. Oh yeah, I guess another thing about this game, which I haven't mentioned yet, is it has a day and night cycle, which you can manipulate, but I don't really know what the advantage of entering an area during the day or night is. Like, if someone could clarify that for me, that would be really nice. So yeah, here we're going to enter this area with chaff grenades, because like there's going to be a camera there. So instead of waiting for that camera to point away from me, I'm just going to avoid it entirely by throwing a chaff grenade. So yeah, this level, like this section in particular, can be pretty inconsistent for me. So I have a plan A and a plan B on how to approach the situation. So like for this attempt, I actually was able to get plan A working. So yeah, climb up this ladder right here, and then we're going to wait for like these two chicks to turn around. There's one up there and there's one on the bottom. We have to wait for both of them to turn around. So the one on the bottom will turn around right now, and I guess might as well get going there because the other one's going to turn around as well. Jump over here and then run straight to the ladder. If like the chick on the bottom goes, "Huh?" before you reach the ladder, abandon this plan and instead go to the right. There's a vent like in the right room. Crawl through that vent, and crawling through that vent will take you, I believe, to the ladder here or like upstairs here, and then you can kind of proceed on with what you would normally do during plan A. But like, you know, plan A is not always going to work because I don't know, sometimes these enemies like have inconsistent like sight lines or something. I don't know. Once you enter this room, apparently there's a guard here, because like I don't know, I'm like running through and like there's a guy goes, "Huh?" but for some reason like I can't see him. I don't know, maybe he's on like the ladders upstairs. Also, I should probably mention that in that first room there were lasers, so you have to take a very specific path so you don't hit any of those lasers. But since I already know that certain path, I'm good. But you can't exactly go through the middle of the room because there's lasers, and once you go to that laser, bada bing, bada boom, it freaking causes an alert. I don't know, I've actually had funny situations where certain doors that were supposed to be locked would actually open because a guard would like go and hide in that room, and then once I like exit that room, that was pretty much my chance to like infiltrate that locked area. I just thought that was funny. But yeah, once you go through that, you're pretty much at this objective, and now we're going to have the first boss fight of the game. Oh dear. Also, as you can notice, sometimes during these cutscene transitions, there'll be like these weird glitches because I'm playing on emulator. So here we're going to wait for Null here to get here. He's going to do a melee attack, shotgun attack, and now we're going to go like pretty much go to like the stairway like room to get some elevation on this guy, and also to get this guy into the loop, which will be pretty much the loop that happens for the rest of this like nearly 5-minute fight. Pretty much wait for him to kind of get into your vision and then blow him up with a shotgun. Use the targeting system. Once the camera slightly changes, that's when you press the attack button, and then pretty much go down here and pretty much repeat, like rinse and repeat. Yeah, the camera changed, boom, lock on. So yeah, you pretty much lock on with like the left like shoulder button and just kind of be pointing in his general direction when he's entering the room. And then once the camera changes, that's when you press the shotgun button, because sometimes you'll miss and then you'll pretty much be open to be attacked. And then like my only advice for you when that happens is to roll into him, but sometimes when you roll into him, like his ice will actually hit you. Like this is a very like tight corridor, so rolling into him might not be the most useful thing to do. Like the attack pattern which I want Null to have is that he's running towards me like frantic to hit me with a melee attack. The one which I do not want is the one which he just did right there, where he shows up like really slowly and sneakily, and he already has his weapon drawn, because like he attacks super fast when he's in that position, and I do not want that. I want that where he's like running around aimlessly like an idiot. That's the pattern I want when I'm looping him. But when he like shows up like really slowly towards you and he has his weapon drawn, like it screwed me over so many times. And also the no damage videos I've seen online of this game, like I'm pretty sure they're played on normal because they deal so much damage to Null, but here I'm playing on extreme and this dude's health bar just goes on forever. This is a shotgun, look at this, it's dealing such little damage. Are you kidding me? Why? And there I almost screwed up, but I saved myself in the nick of time. Like, oh my god. Yes. Though I will say, even though I don't like this boss fight too much, this music is awesome. Like, that's another thing about Portable Ops. Like, this game's soundtrack may be like a bit of an underrated gem. There's so many great bangers here. I mean, to be fair, Metal Gear Solid has always had like great soundtracks, but like I'm telling you, do not sleep on Portable Ops. There's a lot of really memorable tracks here. Like this boss fight track is so tense, like fast paced, like just awesome stuff indeed. And this game has a lot of really great tracks, a lot of really good really good banging, like chill sneaking tracks, and a lot of like really epic tracks as well. And you'll see what I mean as we go on with this video. Oh wait, did I mention my whole thing with day and night? Like, yeah, I don't know what advantages changing day and night like does. Like, I mean, I know what it does in like the Phantom Pain, but I do not know what it does in this game. But you know, it's there. And to be fair, like waiting around for it to turn day and night isn't exactly useful. Like, you know, for the day and night thing, it's useful because that's how you heal up in this game. Because this game has a weird system where pretty much like all the damage you take during a mission will stay with you for the next mission unless you wait and like rest a bit during like the, you know, kind of the base management stuff. And like the reason you want to like kind of wait around and like, you know, heal up is because, okay, so you have your health bar and your stamina bar. Your stamina bar is always going to be running out, but the thing about the stamina bar is once it runs out, you die. Why? That is like the stupidest thing you could do. Seriously? Like, oh my goodness, I hate that so much. I hate that when you like run out of stamina, you literally die. You don't get tired. Like, your weapon doesn't like, you know, become faulty. You know, like in the previous games and in future games, if you ran out of stamina, like your aim, you get a little weird. You get like, you would throw up and stuff. But here, you run out of stamina, you die. Though thankfully, once you learn the fact that, you know, waiting after every mission will actually heal it, it's not too much of an issue. But on first time playthroughs, when you're kind of rushing through the game, it caught me so off guard. I was not expecting it at all. And to be fair, maybe I should have been expecting it, because like when your stamina is like really low, like you'll have the beeping sound of like your health bar being really low, like just yeah. Also, I should probably mention that there's only 2 boss fights in this game which I don't cheese. Like the rest of them are going to be very, very cheesy, just like Python here. And, well, to be fair, for every single boss fight except one, I will be using the shotgun, because the shotgun is just so overpowered. And this is also one of the reasons why I will not be getting that Foxhound rank, though, to be fair. I'd say probably the biggest reason why I'm not going to get the Foxhound rank is because it's a New Game Plus, like, exclusive rank. You need to play on Extreme, but you also need to recruit 100 soldiers. By the end of like my first replay of like Portable Ops here, I had 44, and that felt like an immense drag, even with like the 10 or 12 characters I recruited through passwords, just like this one, this chick from Metal Gear Acid. Who is she? I don't know, but the reason I'm playing as her is because she can run super fast. Also, it's my excuse so that I don't have to no damage Metal Gear Acid, because hey, look, I'm no damaging Metal Gear Acid. I'm playing as like one of the protagonists from that game. Look. What do you mean I didn't know damage Metal Gear Acid? But yeah, she runs super fast. That's what I'm saying. Certain like soldiers you recruit have special abilities, like faster sneaking, faster running. Like frankly, she's probably like the best character to play as, though I don't know if anyone else can run as fast as her, except for like that one soldier with like the duckies as his camo. Don't worry, I will use him later. He does not go forgotten. Gakko. So, you know, he's not forgotten. So yeah, here, there's going to be a camera right here. But yeah, pretty much the strategy is run like past the first area. The guard's not going to see you. Enter the building. Hold up the guard there, get past that camera, kind of wait for it a bit. And then here there's going to be a guard on the other side here, so kind of get into sneaking immediately, and also kind of stay out of this dude's sight lines when he turns his head. Boom, hold him up, we're going to put him down. Pretty much the objective in this level is we have to interrogate a guy pretty much at the top of this building. So pretty much go to the left here, there's going to be like 2 soldiers. Well, I mean, 1 soldier and like 1 important person. Now, the 1 soldier up there is kind of hard to deal with because, well, I mean, this whole area is safe, but once you enter here, like up there is going to be a soldier. So I'm going to put a magazine here and pretty much distract him. Now drag him over. Tap, tap, tap. And that's going to pretty much bring this boy to the yard. And yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, the weird thing about that guy is that it's kind of hard to tell where he is, because like this game's camera does not let me really survey the area well. So you're kind of entering into like a trap if you try to go up there normally. So instead, I'm going to bring him down to my level right here. And, you know, it's going to take a little while. And also, it's kind of hard to tell if, like, the guard has been distracted yet. Because, I don't know. There's kind of a midpoint where if you distract the guard, but he isn't, like, crouching yet, that he can still see you. When he turns his head before he looks at the magazine, he can see you. Also, I should probably mention that those sexy books are pictures of Eva from Snake Eater. So I just thought I'd mention that, though maybe you already noticed. Yeah, there's our target there, and I'm pretty sure that he will never turn around unless you give him reason to turn around. Oh yeah, so another thing about like that's weird about not having to plan an exit strategy is that so on my first playthrough I literally did this mission. It was like full alert, like there were like 3 or 4 guards like below this level ready to like assault me, like shoot me up, and I interrogate this guy and it just works. Like it's a full alert and I can still interrogate that guy. Anyways, this is the chick from Metal Gear Acid 2. She has no advantages of like that I know of, like super short health and stamina and no speed. But since I played as Metal Gear Acid 1 girl, I might as well play as Metal Gear Acid 2 girl as well. But yeah, the strategy here is you keep using these books. There's gonna be a guard right up here, and we're pretty much gonna use this book to distract him. And yeah, I'm going to pretty much knock on this metal to bring him over, but once we bring him over, he's gonna be distracted by the book. Very, very nice. But yeah, another thing about this game, besides the whole not having to plan an exit strategy, is that, like I mentioned, alerts don't really affect your mission all that much. You can complete, I'm pretty sure, all your objectives, even on an alert. Like, the game constantly reminds you, hey, make sure to sneak here. You know, this is a sneaking mission, but you could literally just go, like, balls blazing, and you'll still complete all your objectives. Even sneaky objectives, like interrogating a certain person, are not affected by alert phases. You can go up to the guy, grab him, interrogate him, and once you do, the mission's over, and the game boots you out of the level, even on a full alert and with 3 or 4 guards surrounding you. Like, are you kidding me? This game really could have used like a Minecraft feature where you can't sleep if there are monsters nearby, dude. Like, there were like 5 guys about to shoot me. I interrogate the guy, boom, boots you out of the level. Like, bro. So yeah, here we're gonna crawl through here, and also, if you noticed before, I kind of waited by that open door because there was a guard there. But once that guard's not looking at you, you can run past him. And here I'm going to just shoot this guy a lot in the balls. It takes a while. He's very resilient, but once we do that, it's over. And now here, I don't know if there's any important guards to watch out for. I believe there's actually 1 guard. There's 1 guard here, and I get very lucky with this hold up. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't recommend being as risky as I am, but thankfully being risky paid off pretty well for me. So yeah, I'm just going to wait here, and then once the guard's like pretty much almost in my sight lines, hold them up. And thankfully, like I did it before, the guard like looked at me first. Got the advantage there. Boom, bam, pow.
Freeze.
So yeah, here is Null, which is Gray Fox in this game, and I don't really know how to feel about his backstory here. Like, it feels a bit forced. Like, it's kind of like Big Boss knew him. And that's another thing about this game. Like, a lot of the... Oh yeah, so here, like, the strategy I would do is I would wait for him to kind of jump up there, and then once he, like, lands, I would shoot him. It's a very specific timing. I successfully do it here, but I failed in, like, that upstairs part, so I almost, like, took damage. But when I dodged rolled, I kind of activated this whole knife thing. Though, to be fair, don't always do the dodge roll, because, like, it's supposed to hit you, but it didn't hit me there, because I kind of flew down to the ground. And now this is going to be the rest of the fight. I'm going to wait for him to like stop shooting, and I'm going to target him and shoot. It's a very specific timing, and also you have to make sure that you're actually locked on to him. But once you learn it, you're pretty much good to go. Though sometimes Null can be a bit of a sneaky boy. Like, sometimes he'll start running towards your position and not do this shooting thing. And if that happens, you're going to have to like kind of plan on the fly, kind of get a new piece of cover to kind of loop him around. So yeah, just kind of be careful. But once you have him in this loop, you're pretty much good to go. Though sometimes it can be easy to screw up if you like miss him. If you like, if you end up like shooting thin hair while aiming right at him, then that can be troublesome. But just once you learn the timings and also how the targeting works, then you should be good to go. Oh, this guy's theme is also awesome. It's got very nice, very sneaky. Kind of gives a nice ominous feeling to like the perfect soldier. But that's another thing. Like, I don't know. To be fair, like, I mean, a lot of Gray Fox's involvement is in like Metal Gear 1 and 2, so maybe if I play those games, I'll appreciate this better. But like, from his inclusion in Metal Gear Solid 1, I don't know if I like this that much. I don't know, it's a bit weird. I don't know. Oh yeah, so I said that I was going to explain why holding up enemies is so important, so I might as well do that now. So yeah. Throwing enemies on the ground and holding them up pretty much puts them out of commission forever. I have been engaged in full-out gunfights, full alert, right next to like a guard, like on the ground with his head behind his back, and he will never get up. He will simply never get up while his allies continue to riddle me with bullets. He will simply stand there cowering. And I don't know if like it's like that in Snake Eater, but it's not like that in the Phantom Pain. And I'm pretty sure it's not like that in Guns of the Patriots. Like, I mean, once you go on a full alert, the guards which you held up will get up. Like, that's kind of like the risk-reward thing, you know. Like, if you don't want to just tranquilize enemies, you know, you can hold them up, but if you get alerted, then they'll get up. That's that, you know, that's the risk of it. But in here, there's no risk. And also, I mean, I don't know if it's the same as in Peace Walker. If you go into an alert phase, I don't know if they'll get up or not. But like here, they do not. They really don't. So that's just a very strange thing. I don't know. If someone could clarify if that's the same in Snake Eater or other games, let me know. Oh yeah, so another annoying change. Oh yeah, so here's Eva with a book containing her own photos, which she will use to distract the guard here. I just thought that was really funny. But yeah, this guard's kind of in a weird position, so I can't put the book in the same exact place as last time. So instead, I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to distract the guard here, and I'm going to run back like a little further than this area in order to, you know, not get caught. So yeah, a new addition to this game is that I don't know, if a guard's like getting up from like getting knocked down, they will actually have sped up animations depending on the guard. And I hate it so much. It messes up my timing all the time. Like, I mean, it just doesn't feel natural. Like, it's so like artificial and like weird and janky, and I just don't like it. Like, this game just adds a lot of new things to make like the game more challenging or whatever, and I just don't like it because this game is already struggling with its controls. You don't need these new additions which like make it more cumbersome. Like, ugh. Also, I don't know, one strategy I would do in this game is that I would literally hold up every single guard in an area, and then once I held up every single guard, I would then go back and like, you know, knock them out and like recruit them. You know, I would just drag them to the truck. And the reason I would do that is because, you know, if you tranquilize them, at one point they will get up. But if you hold them up, they're never going to get up as long as you never get alerted. And hell, I mean, in this game in particular, even if you get an alert, they're still not going to get up. So, you know, you can just hold up every single enemy and you're pretty much good to go. And the way I would wake them up at 0, since I don't know, I guess the way I would wake them up, because I was too stupid to use the tranquilizer, is that I would like kick them a bunch. However, sometimes while kicking them, if you're like positioned on their body weird, they'll immediately get up and then like they'll be in the hold up position, but like, you know, if they're standing up. But if you're in front of them and you don't have a gun, or if you're not pointing a gun at them, then they'll immediately go into alert. So I've had like very dicey situations get ruined by like that weird janky collision stuff. So yeah, my strategy here was kind of, you know, crawl behind that vent, then like jump down to that area once like the guard notices me. Like, you saw just my imagination, because when I was standing like upstairs, like the guard saw me, then he like went to go check out my position, but when he was going to check out my position, he got out of the way so I can actually jump into this area and then find this general, and so I can like get in contact with this general right here and interrogate him, because that's the objective of this mission. Also, I kind of had to wait around for that general to, you know, look away from me, and then once that happened, then we're pretty much good to go. The mission's done. I believe we're in the section of the game where we're pretty much like getting intel on where Snake is so we can go rescue Snake. So yeah, we're doing that. So we're seeing a lot of old classic friends from Snake doing that. Very nice, very nice. We got Eva, and now we have the paramedic. Paramedic's back. She's playable, and she can hold her own quite a bit. So yeah, the strategy here is all magazines. Like, we're going to put magazines everywhere. Like, the guards must have caught on by now by how much I use the magazines. So yeah, there's going to be a guard there. We're going to use magazines to distract them there. And then there's going to be a guard. I'm trying to catch his attention, but like the magazines will do it at one point. And then once I do that, there's going to be a guard who comes out this door. To get rid of that whole complication, I'm going to put some magazines down here, though. Word to the wise, do not spam the magazines like I do here. Only use 1. You don't need to spam 3, because it's not an unlimited resource. Like, I mean, once you run out until your, like, squad builds up, like, until your squad, like, makes new magazines. But you can't exactly depend on that all the time, because it doesn't happen all the time. So do not spam them like I am doing now. It's a very wasteful way to use this great tool. And I'm on New Game Plus, so for it to be kind of limited here on New Game Plus, like, I can't imagine how it is on New Games. Just don't mess around too much. Like, you only need 1. Like, as long as the guard sees it, you're good. You don't need 2 or 3. There's going to be a guard right there. Thankfully, I ran into this building at the exact right time that he's looking away from me, so I'm going to hold him up right now. And then, like, our objective is, like, in the room, like, to the right of us, and we're pretty much good to go from there.
Freeze.
Oh, I'm like way past this one scene in the game, but there's like one scene where, like, I don't know, you're talking to this old drunk guy and he's like, "Bring me a plane!" And then like sad music plays, and I thought that juxtaposition was like really lame. I don't know, it just felt super goofy for like some reason. I don't know, I just thought I'd bring it up. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that I use restarts specifically for the boss fights. I was actually planning on doing like a no restart run, but then once I reached like the first boss fight, Null, I immediately gave up on that notion because like, thing is to fight like, no, not Null, Python, because to fight Python you have to do the entire previous level over again unless you use the restarts. If you use the restarts, you start at the beginning of that fight. But like, oh my, I cannot repeat that level over and over just to fight Python, to like no damage Python. It was so annoying. Like, I don't know, the way I would like kind of no damage this game without using restarts is, since I'm emulating, I can just restart the entire game without using like the in-game restart thing. So I'll just be kicked back to like the main menu. And thankfully, like for the PSP, that loads really quickly. Like, it's not as egregious as like the load-in for like Snake Eater on PS3, so it wasn't too bad. But for boss fights, it was overkill. So I just went with like the in-game restarts. So yeah, this mission looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. Like, there's this whole big house you can explore, but there is zero reason to go there because your objective is literally right in front of you. Like, okay, there's a guard right there, and there's a guard like on top of there, so wait for like that guard over there to be looking away and distract the guard down here with a magazine, and then just run forward and take a left, and you pretty much are at your objective. There's like a whole house you can explore, and it's like pretty cool, but there is zero reason for it. You don't have to go there. It's just there to distract you from like your actual target, which is just, you know, go here, take a right, enter this door, and you're good. Like, I don't know, this is like one of the cooler levels, but there's zero reason to go to like the other part. You're here. Like, that's it. Like, alright. So here, I guess I'll talk about something else. So, I don't like the lack of multiple save files in this game because, like, I mean, in Peace Walker, it was kind of the same deal. Wait, actually, no, it wasn't. I'm pretty sure you can have multiple save files in Peace Walker, so never mind. But I don't know, I mean, at least in Peace Walker, if there was only one save file, I could just, you know, retry missions for better scores. But here, you can't retry missions, so only having one save file, like, it just kind of ruins the replay value quite a bit. And also, it means that if I want to replay a certain section, I have to, like, redo, like, nearly the whole game to get to that section. So it's just kind of like, I want more save files, man, come on. And also, like, the different oh yeah, so for this level, it's a pretty easy strategy. Just kind of run where I went, jump down, and then avoid this guard by taking this path here, and then run to your objective. But yeah, like, the different people stuff is cool, like playing as other soldiers, but I kind of wish that Snake could gradually get all the abilities, like being able to drag bodies faster. I don't exactly want to be always using other people to get those abilities. Anyways, here's Metal Gear RAXA! This fight is so bad. So you pretty much start it off, you have to shoot the legs, and if that's a machine gun thing, like, only shoot one rocket, unequip, and then dodge roll. Like, sometimes they'll hit you, sometimes they won't. And like, I hate when this when this boss fight starts off by shooting the machine gun. The most ideal thing this boss fight can do is shoot rockets, because it means like you shoot like 4 rockets and then run away from the rocket it shoots. But like, the rockets it shoots has such an annoying pattern. Like, it's like 2 waves and then like one extra little dribble of cum that comes afterwards, and it's just so annoying. It has like weird ass timing. It's just like, I hate it. And then when it's like, I mean, it could also start the fight off by flying away, which is like the most bitch ass move this boss fight can do, because it's just wasting a lot of time. You just kind of run away. Like, avoiding the machine gun fire when it's flying away isn't too bad, but sometimes they'll hit you and you won't know, and it's just like, And also, there's this one annoying attack this boss fight can do where it's like, oh, are you hiding from me? Then they'll just like carpet bomb like the entire map, and like that attack is super hard to avoid, and it usually happens when I'm not hiding from the boss fight. It only happens when I take cover and I'm shooting directly at the boss fight. Are you kidding me? I'm not hiding, you stupid bitch! Yeah, this boss fight frustrates me a lot. But yeah, the main objective in this first phase is destroy the legs. It has 4 legs, so you pretty much just keep shooting at the legs, and once you destroy the 4 legs, it's going to enter the second phase of the fight where you actually deal damage. So yeah, all the no damage videos I've seen of this fight, like, they all deal a ton of damage to this fight, but since I'm playing on extreme, I deal piss damage. I haven't seen a single video of like people no damaging this fight on extreme, so it's just like, I had to suffer through this, and like this phase right here, like they would one-shot this phase immediately, but here, like, kind of take cover to avoid the machine gun fire, but if it just does a rocket thing, shoot 4 rockets, but since I messed up like my second rocket, I only shot 3 rockets, and like kind of run to the right there, and then like for the missiles on the left, kind of curve them right there, and that's pretty much how you deal with it, and then try to get some extra shots after you dodge the missiles, and that's the rest of this fight. And then, you know, once it closes up, take cover so you avoid the machine gun fire. The machine gun fire can really catch you off guard if you're not prepared for it. And the thing is, like, you have to destroy like the 2 panels. So once you destroy like the 2 panels, the fight ends. But you can't you can't kill this thing by only shooting the right panel. Like right now, I'm pretty sure I destroyed the right panel, so now I have to exclusively shoot the left panel now. And this can screw you up so badly because I had like a nipple of health, but like I was shooting the wrong panel, so it didn't deal any damage, and I was so mad. Also, I brought extra rockets with me because like I can't run to the other side of the map to get extra rockets. I need to have them on my person right now because I will be running out of them. And also, this game has the tactical reload from like Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. So, you know, equipping and unequipping a weapon reloads all its bullets. So that's very nice for this rocket right here. So just kind of equip, unequip, and also it avoids the whole slow like reload animation. However, if you like, you know, commit to like fully firing a rocket and then try to like reload, it will go through the entire reload animation. So do it while you're like in the middle of shooting a rocket, because you do not want to be stuck in the middle of this boss fight during that reload animation. So yeah, like I mean, the more you destroy this boss fight, the faster it's going to shoot the missile. So I mean, I start off by shooting like 4 rockets, then 3 rockets, and then 2 rockets, and then honestly, at one point you might as well stick to shooting 1 rocket. So yeah, look at the nipple of health this boss fight has. Look at it. It is so small. It is so insignificant. But I'm not going to kill it right now. Okay, to be fair, I think right now it's because yeah, look at this, Okay, so yeah, I shoot like to the wrong side, and that's why I don't deal any damage. And then I shoot on the right side, and I do deal damage because I already destroyed the left side, but I did not destroy the right side. You see how annoying this is? It's not just that you have to shoot the orange thing. You have to shoot the exact holes to damage it. And if you shoot the wrong holes, then you screw up. I mean, you don't destroy the entire left side. There's like sections to the left side. It's like, You're trying to get like a clutch win here because it only has a nipple of health, but you screw up. And also, like near the end of this fight, it closes so fast you can't deal any damage besides that one thing. And the machine gun fire could totally get you during this point. I don't know why it didn't get me at that point. I hate this fight so much, dude. And peace and like portable ops controls do not help. And it's like, oh, I could not imagine someone no damaging this on the OG PSP. This is horrid. So yeah, Metal Gear RAXA just has this weird ass quirk to it. Like when it opens, like its wings in the second phase, if you shoot a rocket while it's closing, you just fucking die, and I hate it. And like I was struggling like hell to no damage that fight. Because in the beginning, I was trying to do it with Sigint. But Sigint doesn't run fast, so I instead got someone who actually runs fast, because you need to run fast away from the missiles. It's like, And dude, I didn't realize that I had to actually choose someone who ran fast until like an hour or two until I got my no damage attempts, and I was so mad, because I really wanted to have a no damage with Sigint, because it'd be really funny. They'd be like, oh, hell no, I don't want to fucking fight the Metal Gear, but he's too fucking slow!
Freeze!
Yeah, and also having Sigint fight the Metal Gear would have been dumb as well, because having him in like your technical unit gives you more ammunition. So like if fighting as Sigint, I had 11 rockets. Fighting as the fast Metal Gear Acid Chick, I had 12 rockets because I had Sigint giving me extra ammo. So there's just no reason to pull Sigint out of his technical support. So yeah, here I would tranquilize the one guard, then hold up this one guard, and then we have to cross over that bridge over there because we can't like go straight forward to like that rock, because we can't blow up the rock. I thought the puzzle of this area would be blowing up the rock, but it's not. It's actually like kind of getting on the ledge and crawling, and like ledge crawling, or ledge hanging on the ledge. Yeah. So yeah, here a guard's gonna follow my path, and I guess I'll leave a magazine here, or not. Actually, oh yeah, I did leave a magazine there. But to be fair, the magazine was actually kind of pointless because I could just, you know, crawl, get the elevation on him, and then yeah, voila. And from here, it's pretty straightforward. Like there's gonna be a rock like right ahead of us, but thankfully we can just crawl on the ledge of that, like pretty much hang on the ledge, and we're pretty much good to go. So yeah, drop down here, and then we're going to drop down here, and we're pretty much good to go with this level. But yeah, but yeah, I just absolutely hated that Metal Gear fight. Like honestly, it's not that bad of a fight, but like it's so frustrating to no damage, and like its health. Also, if you hold someone up and then bump into them, it kind of cancels the hold up. But I'm pretty sure that's true of like all the other games, because you know, once an enemy sees that you're not holding them up, they'll get aggressive. So maybe that's not something with portable ops. Maybe that's just with every game. Oh yeah, so like I mean, I mentioned before that a lot of the new characters are kind of like, Big Boss, I was on a secret mission with you years ago, and Big Boss was like, yeah, I was. But I'm like, no, you weren't, because like they never mentioned that in Snake Eater. So it's just a lot of stuff which like has never been mentioned before, but like it's totally part of the history. Like Python is like, yo, we had a top secret mission in Vietnam. Wait, that's not his voice. Honestly, I forgot what Python's voice sounds like. So yeah, here with Null, yeah, so I'm kind of breaking the canon here by playing as one of the antagonists in this game. So yeah, we're just kind of taking a path here. I believe there's going to be a guard around here. I actually kind of forget my strategy for this area a bit. I don't know, but like there's an enemy around there. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I think I'm trying to like get by them without them seeing me. There's one enemy there. There's one enemy there. There's a camera over there. Oh, I guess I am just gonna run past this enemy, or I'm actually gonna hold them up. Okay, all right. But yeah, like Python is like, Snake, we had a top secret mission in Vietnam, and it's like, no, you didn't. Shut up. And also, I kind of like in Python's cutscene where he has this whole big emotional moment, like, I am a dying soldier and I am in cold to the light. Let's go. Like at the very end of his cutscene, like when the boss fight starts. I just thought that was really goofy. Like, also, I guess one thing I really like about this game is that it's actually about like infiltrating buildings. Like, I don't know, it's not just go to one point to another. You're infiltrating buildings. Like, I don't know, that kind of stealth, it doesn't really get that much focus in other games. It's mostly just get to point A to point B. But here, it's infiltration, like stealth gameplay. I really like that. I really appreciate that about Portable Ops. So here I kind of mess up. Oh my god, this is a really close call, but I got him. Woo! And yeah, I mean, you've already noticed that the Portable Ops shotgun is very, very OP. Like, get yourself a shotgun. It is pretty necessary for this game, unless you're trying to do a non-lethal run, which I pray for you if you're trying to do no damage non-lethal. Oof, eesh, ah. Also, this game's story and like kind of vibe has a lot of references to like Metal Gear Solid 1. Like, I don't know, like I think I'll get into it a bit later, but it just kind of has like a lot of weird references and vibes to that game. Oh yeah, I already mentioned this before, but like even certain missions like rescuing Snake, like it'll start off with, hey, don't get caught, or else they'll like, you know, Snake will catch the business end of a rifle. Like, whoa, if you get caught, they'll kill him. But I literally started an alert phase, but then ended it really quickly, and then nothing happened. Like, honestly, I'm pretty sure that if you had a full alert during that mission, nothing would happen. Because like for some reason this game does not want to enforce what it says. But maybe I'm wrong on that, I don't know, but a lot of missions are like that. They'll say, oh, sneak, but it's not really necessary. So yeah, we pretty much have to go into this building, and on this, we're gonna return to this area, and we're gonna have to like actually go back to this exact like objective. Like right now, we're only here to like see that there is a place to bomb, but then in the next mission, we're actually gonna return here and bomb it. But on this first run through, there's not going to be any guards inside the building, but on the second run through, there will be a guard inside the building. So yeah, here we bring back Zero, and Zero will be the one who'll have to deal with that guard inside that building. Okay, so I'm going to mention a plot thing, but I don't know if it already happened in the context of what I'm doing right now, but at one point Ursula is like, Snake, I will kill you and all your snake children. She sounds nothing like that, but snake children? Really? Snake children? That's so dumb. Freaking cursed snake children. So yeah, here we can pretty much run past all these guards and pretty much go to our objective over here. So, okay, Gene. Gene's I'd say is a pretty cool villain. I don't know. He doesn't really contradict too much from the previous games, and he's kind of like a cool inversion of like what the boss does. I don't know, because like there was this one point where he's kind of copying a lot of the same elements from like the boss's speech, but instead of it being like, you know, about how times change and like, you know, the soldiers will be one, you know, the whole thing with the boss and like snake eaters, instead kind of this thing to like scare people, kind of like this. I don't know, it's kind of like this scare tactic he uses instead of it being like, you know, what the boss was doing to kind of enlighten people. I don't know, I think that's a really cool inversion, kind of a cool way to bring back that speech. And also it's during a really memorable scene where he like psychically makes a ton of soldiers kill themselves. So it's like, whoa, like yeah, he's a pretty threatening guy at points. And also he's voiced by Steve Bloom, but he's kind of doing like this high pitched thing. I don't know what it is, but it's weird. Oh yeah, I've already mentioned that this game probably has a lot of really good bangers which go unnoticed because this game in general goes unnoticed. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a guy right there, so we're just going to wait him out and then we're going to hold him up, I believe. Because he's pretty much like right in front of our objective, but he takes quite a while to turn around, man. Quite a while indeed. Yeah, come on, man. There we go. Thank you.
Freeze.
There we go.
Freeze.
So we're pretty much going to go to the same room, and now we have the actual time bomb. Well, yeah, that's another thing. When you actually have an objective where you have to blow stuff up, make sure to equip the TNT, because if you don't, well, Sucks to be you, though. To be fair, most levels in this game actually have TNT lying around the area, so even if you didn't bring it with you, you could procure it on site. I'm not sure if this is true with every mission, but for a lot... Oh, yeah, this boss fight's really... You have to run immediately to the left, or you're gonna get shot up. And, like, you know, it's like if you like, hold left while, like, the game is loading in, like, the game will just immediately start loading, going left. And it's really weird, and I kind of hate it, because you're just right in front of this dude, and this dude's always gonna end up shooting you. So, it's like, so yeah, here is kind of my hidey spot, but if he, like, kind of does that weird thing where he ambushes you, then I'll just run around him. Now, if he does what he did before here, I don't know how to deal with it. But right now, I'm just going to keep him in this loop or keep shooting me. I pop out, I shoot him. Very, very nice. And that's going to be this entire fight. So I'm going to get into like some plot details from like the future. I don't know which will be introduced in like later boss fights and later levels, but I'm just going to talk about them right now. So like the issues of this game are just like another thing with the Department of Defense. Like, I forget if the Department of Defense were involved in, like, the events of, like, Metal Gear Solid 1. I think it was more just the Secretary of Defense who was, like, doing a bunch of shady stuff in that game. But it's like, okay, here's another thing with, like, Department of Defense. Like, alright, cool. And, okay, so I mentioned in Peace Walker that I really, really did not like that one twist where it's revealed that, like, that one bald guy was, like, planned the entire Snake Eater incident. And I believe, and I falsely assumed that, like, Cunningham was the one who planned the Snake Eater incident. But I was misremembering because that's not really true at all. In fact, like, I mean, it's not even Gene who planned it, because Gene doesn't say who planned it. He just says, yes, a cunning strategist planned the entire Snake Eater incident. And, like, Big Boss is like, who? Who did it? And he's like, hey, you don't need to know. So, I mean, you would assume it's maybe Gene, but, like, that explanation, the way the game explains it, it could be someone else, like that person in Peace Walker. So, this game really isn't as retconned as I thought it was. Like, I don't know, certain aspects could be retconny, but honestly, this game is not that big of a retcon. This game, like, Peace Walker doesn't retcon this game nearly as hard as I thought it did. Like, the only real, like, questionable thing is, why is Big Boss struggling for cash if he got a bunch of funds from, like, Gene at the end of the game? But that could probably be explained away pretty easily. So, yeah, Portable Ops, I'd say, is still pretty canon. Anyways, remember when I said the music would get really epic? This is that moment. Ooh. Ooh. So yeah, we revisit this level a ton of times, but now it's epic music, and I love it. So yeah, we're gonna use the magazine to distract that guard there, and also don't bump into guards when they're reading magazines, because that'll kick them out of their whole trance. But yeah, look, this music's amazing. It's like such a perfect way to like kind of cap off the finale of the game, though. I guess it's kind of ruined by the fact that like the next level doesn't have this epic music. This would be like epic, like final stealth music. But it's so epic. Look at this. It incorporates like the Metal Gear Solid motif. It's kind of like its own version of the Metal Gear Solid theme. It's awesome. I love it. And also, it just brings such a great finality to this level. Just love it. So yeah, here at this point, there's gonna be a guard overlooking the area, and like there's been multiple times where I ran through here and I get caught and I have zero idea why, but now I know. So there's gonna be a guard kind of standing on a ledge somewhere, and we're gonna tranquilize him so that he kind of works like a camera, honestly, because he just kind of stands there and looks at you. He is right over there, the top right. So I'm just gonna tranquilize him there. However, this game doesn't really. Oh yeah, so I was actually talking about something else. So yeah, like the twist in this game where like I don't know, someone planned the whole Snake Eater incident. I still say it's probably better handled here. Like no, not even. Honestly, it still kind of annoys me because like I don't know, they implied that like Volgan's spontaneous attack with the Davy Crockett was planned. I don't really like that because I don't know, something which I really like about Snake Eater's story is that like Volgan's actions screwed everything up. Like no one was expecting him to do it, but for this game to go, actually that was all part of the plan, I think that's stupid. Because like that's part of the intrigue. Like Volgan is like this crazy character who throws everything out of proportion, and now like recomplicates everything. That's like one of my favorite elements from the Snake Eater. So for it to be actually it was that part was planned too. Like shut up. So yeah, that kind of annoys me. Also, when Ursula, like, Elise dies, and it's kind of like, oh, your son will destroy the world, build Metal Gear, but your son will also save the world. I am really bad at impressions. So there, like, I mean, so there's a guard right there with a rocket launcher, and I had no idea who was going to be there, but thankfully I was able to avoid him quite easily, and boom, we're done with the epic sneaking level. But yeah, like, oh, like that part was dumb. It was just like, yes, here, the future of the series will happen. It'll be this epic saving the world story. Like, shut up. I mean, I kind of like the duology of it because, like, in the previous cutscenes, it's kind of like, oh, Elise thinks that, you know, Big Boss will, you know, succeed while Ursula would think he'll fail. But then in the end, it ends up being, like, both things. And, you know, that's kind of a cool duology with, like, Big Boss. But the whole thing with, like, you know, foreshadowing the rest of the series or, like, you know, implying the grandeur of this entire saga, I don't like that. I really don't. However, I do really like the twist with Cunningham, where it's just kind of like, oh, Snake, you can get back at the CIA, you know, like, you'll be a hero, but the Snake kind of abandons that whole role, so it's kind of like a nice evolution of, like, Big Boss. You know, Big Boss was, like, kind of weary of, like, his country, but now he's, like, directly abandoning his country with that scene. I think it's a really good scene. I don't know, Cunningham doesn't get much to do in this game. Oh yeah, so here we're going to wait for, like, this soldier to kind of come down, go to the right, and then go to the left. That's when we approach this soldier. We don't wait for him to get out of sight. Once he gets out of sight, we wait for him to get back into sight, and then we start crawling because there's a guy with a shield here. Because when this guy starts crawling out, this guy in the shield will be in the perfect position to also hold him up. So yeah, we pretty much dealt with this area, and now we're going to do some platforming here, and I screw it up a bunch of times, which elongates this section. So yeah, this is the longest, like, stealth level in the game. I mean, to be fair, I think a big chunk of the length here is just from the fact that I keep screwing up this platforming section, but even if I don't screw it up, this will take longer than 5 minutes, which is definitely a change from this game. Like, I don't know, I want to say that this game is bigger than, like, Peace Walker, but look at the length of this video. And also, like, the missions in general, like, in this game, like, I mean, maybe the areas are, like, a little more complicated to, like, get through, but once you know how to get through them, they're much shorter than, like, any of the missions in Peace Walker. I might have mentioned it before, how Peace Walker is longer a lot of the time. I mean, Peace Walker can also be very brief, but, like, this game it's like all the time brief, except for this section right here, which definitely complicates things a bit. You have to get a key card to get through doors, and there's, like, a neat little puzzle where you have to, like, look at, like, codec numbers scribbled into the wall so you can open up certain doors. I mean, to be fair, I already know the codec numbers, so I just scribbled it onto a notepad, kind of a nice callback to my Splinter Cell days. But yeah, it's like way more. This is way more complicated than, like, some of the stuff you were doing previously, and I do appreciate it. Though it's still not that complicated once you know how to do it. However, for this level, I actually needed some help, and I looked at, like, a walkthrough from a familiar person. If you saw my Peace Walker video, you will know this YouTuber. So yeah, actually, I have some important YouTubers to shout out, even though I did do this video mostly on my own, just playing the game. There's actually a few important people which I needed help from for very, very certain sections and boss fights. So yeah, the important YouTubers are Sam Vicodin. Yep, Sam Vicodin for their no damage of the boss rush in like Portable Ops Plus, which is kind of a bit of a weird sequel game to Portable Ops, but it's not so much about the story, and it was more a multiplayer thing, but it also has, like, some single player content, and it's like a weird game because some people say, like, it's a throwaway thing, but some people say it's actually a hidden gem and they really love it, and I don't have no idea why, and I'm interested in exploring it, but not right now. And yeah, Jaguar King for their no damage of all the boss fights in normal Portable Ops except for Jean, which they said was impossible to do so non-lethally. Now, it should be mentioned that just like Snake Eater, there's certain boss fights that even if you technically kill them, it doesn't count as a kill. Like Ocelot in Snake Eater, you could kill him with bullets, but since he's alive in the game, he won't die. It won't count as a kill. And the first Vulcan fight in Snake Eater, you can also kill him, but it won't count. So, very nice. So in this game, you can kill Null, so you don't exactly have to non-lethal him, and it will count because he never dies in this game. So that's just something to keep in mind. So yeah, once you get the key card, we're going to go into this room, and there's going to be a guard hiding in one of these, like, corridors. So instead, we're going to drop a magazine there. We're going to draw him out there. Very nice. Oh yeah, but the final YouTuber which helped me out was Sappy Joker Gaming for their ghost run of Portable Ops, which kind of helped me with some strategies I came up with for this level. Now, he actually ghosted this entire level, but me, I am not that brave, so instead I kind of modified some strategies he had to fit more my playstyle. So yeah, those are the important YouTubers I wanted to bring up, but really the rest of this game I just kind of tackled on my own, and it was pretty fun. Not as easy as Peace Walker, but still kind of enjoyable, kind of coming up with strategies here and there. Like, it's a pretty open-ended game, but not exactly non-linear per se. It's still pretty linear, but it's kind of fun seeing how to tackle these objectives, because the level design kind of allows me to, get a little jiggy with it sometimes. I like that. Though this level exactly right here is pretty linear, it's just rather challenging because, you won't see certain things coming. Like, for example, there's going to be 2 guards coming up in this next room, but however, before we reach that room, it's pretty safe. So yeah, here we're just going to drop some magazines. Very nice. I'm going to open this door, I'm going to wait for a guard to see me, and then I'm going to drop this magazine. Now, magazine placement is very important, because if you drop it in a place where you can't run past a guard, it means you're going to have to take that guard out. So yeah, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here, though to be fair, I don't really know what other recourse I have. It's a very tight corridor, so yeah, once that guard is distracted, we're going to tranquilize him, and then there's going to be another guard in that area, which I don't know if I'm going to get behind him or if I'm going to, per se, use the magazine. Anyways, remember when I said that there's another guard that can run really fast? It's this one. This guard right here can run really fast, and honestly, this guy's speed might have actually been to my detriment, because like it might have made the platforming section harder, though I don't know. The platforming thing would have still been pretty ass if I was playing as Snake. Also, they actually moved the location of the card key on Extreme, because I remember playing on Normal, it was in a very easy to get location, but on Extreme you have to go through like this whole like big old platforming challenge on the other side of the room. But yeah, like on Normal it was pretty much right in front of me. So that's another thing with Extreme changes. So like Extreme adds a ton of health to boss fights, but also kind of changes up the level design. So anyways, here's the part where, I mean, to be fair, it already happened where I had to like, you know, put the different codecs here and there. So there's 3 different codecs you need to put in for like the 3 different areas in this game. And those codecs, the first one is 145.75, and you see it like it's etched on like a wall. And then the second one is 147.42, and I have zero idea where you would figure that one out. And now the third one is etched into glass, but the 5 in that the one that's etched into glass looks like a 2, so I could not solve it. I had to look it up online because it looked like a 2 and I didn't know it was a 5, and that was so stupid indeed. Anyways, this part right here, we're going to use a chaff grenade, and if you didn't bring them, the level actually provides them for you, and there's going to be a guard actually on the other side of this room. So honestly, using a chaff grenade at this exact point was pointless, because I actually want to take out the guard first before I move on past the cameras. Oh yeah, so I already mentioned the third one, right? It was 148.51. So yeah, those are the 3 codec numbers that you need to like unlock the 3 locked doors in this game. And also there's 2 doors which require keys. I mean, to be fair, I had to do a whole platforming challenge for one of those doors, and for the second door, it's not too complicated. You just need to enter one room and then backtrack a bit and then drop down. You'll see what I mean when we get there. So yeah, I distracted the guard right there, so we're just gonna run past him. I actually forget if I'm gonna tranquilize him or not. I may not. Yeah, I'm going to? Okay, I guess I'm just cruel like that, okay. And now chaff grenade. I think it was because if I threw a chaff grenade, maybe the guard would notice, though I don't know. Maybe there was a possibility they wouldn't, but I'm not going to take that risk. So yeah, once you get here, we're going to run all the way to the right over here. Yes, and there's the door. There's the locked door. Also, useful tip is that for the first locked door, do not approach it completely, because you'll get a codec call and it'll waste time. So instead, just input the code that you need to input before you like reach that first door, so you just don't waste time talking to Roy Campbell. Oh yeah, Roy Campbell in this game, he's a bit weird. I mean, I don't know, he's kind of like, I don't hate him, I don't love him, but he's there, I guess. Oh yeah, so yeah, this dude runs really fast, but the issue with this guy, like Gakko here, is that he has really low stamina. So yeah, here I got the key, and now I'm gonna drop down here to pretty much reach. I actually go to the wrong door at first, and I don't know why I caused the caution state. Maybe the cameras picked up the body or something. I don't know. Though to be fair, no, that's not possible. I guess one of the guards noticed that one of the guards was knocked out, and I have zero idea why. But yeah, once you have the key, you enter this room, and then we reached our objective. Also, this game's story tends to bring back a lot of people who I thought died, like Sokolov. Didn't he get tortured to death by Volgan? But nah, he's back here, though. I will say one positive is that his drip is immaculate in this game. I don't know. Ashley Wood's art, I mean, I mentioned that it's pretty rough in this game, though. The way he like draws like Sokolov looks super cool. I really like his portraits and stuff. Anyways, here is the boss fight with Cunningham. And it's pretty much you need to have the machine gun for the lethal and non-lethal run. Now, I'm going to do it lethally because I've been doing all the other boss fights lethally and I just don't want to waste any more time. So I just immediately start firing on this guy. And also, remember that thing about tactical reload? It does not apply to this weapon, because when you try to do a tactical reload with this weapon, it will simply go through the entire reload animation, which will get you in a really bad position. So instead of doing that, I actually like open up the menu, I switch to another weapon, and I switch back to this weapon, and it kind of works the same as a manual reload. It's just it's a couple more steps. Yeah, see there? I tried to do a tactical reload, and it was just a manual reload. So yeah, here Cunningham can be pretty dangerous because there's just certain attacks you do not want him to do. The machine gun attack is always going to hit you, So instead, just like, you know, stand by this area and crouch and fire at him, and you'll always, I'm pretty sure you'll always do the missile attack, which is the one you want, because that one can be avoided. But yeah, just watch out, do avoid it. And also, when he's getting back up, like, shoot him down, like, relentlessly. And also, make sure you don't run out of ammo so that you're not stuck in that manual reload animation, because that could really screw you over. I don't know, he can do some dangerous things here. Like, there's an electric attack he can do, which, like, I'm pretty sure you also can't avoid, though I don't know how to avoid it. So yeah, it's pretty much just like looping him, getting him where you want, and it's pretty much, that's a fight. So yeah, lethally, that's how you do it. Non-lethally, the way you would do it is that once you have him like down there, you switch to the tranquilizer pistol and just keep shooting him there. And yeah, for some reason with these last two boss fights, like the game just crashes for some reason. Nice. Like it was like the game crashed and I was gonna get really mad, but it's not crashing. It's just the emulator struggling really hard. And it was Gene. Oh my goodness, this fight took me 3 hours and I stubbed my toe while fighting. So anyways, here, shoot him twice, and then once you kind of react, you shoot him three times. And now here, when he does this attack, just kind of run around him until he stops and then get a shot in there. You have to be quick on that. And then like there's one knife attack we're trying to like bait out here. It's that one. Dodge roll away from that, because then he'll give you a quote where he's like, oh my goodness, you're so cool. And that kind of gives you some time to run away from him. And also, I don't know, one weird thing he does is that sometimes when you dodge one of those attacks and he's giving one of those big quotes and you try to like approach him, he'll do like this like Pikachu lightning run attack, which is the thing I'm trying to bait out. Like that attack is like a one-hit kill, and also if you're like in a bad position, it can screw you over. However, it also leaves this guy vulnerable, and it's like the way I deal the most damage to this guy. So it's like I'm really trying to bait it out, but it's just not working. I believe I made it work now. So yeah, like if you get hit by that, it's pretty much game over. And also, like if you're in like a bad position where you can't really run away from him, it's game over. But like, I mean, if you actually get him in that position, you deal big damage to this guy. So yeah, this is definitely my favorite boss fight in the game. Like it's rather challenging, but it feels like the most engaging out of all of them. I mean, aside from like the Metal Gear, but the Metal Gear is like kind of annoying. Like this one is like, it has this great thematic element to it. Like the way he would use his psychic abilities to mess with you. Like the music's amazing. Like it's really epic. It's a really nice like finale to the game. Though maybe I would have wanted something with more stealth, but you know, whatever. This is pretty cool, I'd say. However, one thing about this arena is that there's like a vent here you can get into, but I have zero idea what the purpose of it is. I don't think it really like lends well to like a stealth run. So anyways, here, pop a shot. I would not recommend popping a shot when he throws his knives like stationary and like I do the dodge roll, because every time I try to do that, like he just dodges my shotgun blast and he throws more knives. So I don't really know. Yeah, like those. Don't really try to attack back after that. Like it's really not worth it. So yeah, pretty much like it's just like avoid the throwing knife attack. When he does like the like when he does that attack, like either run around him, and if you don't have the room to run around him, like hide behind a piece of cover. And if you have the time to strike back, but if you don't even attempt it, because he'll just dodge it and throw more knives at you. And then for like that whole Pikachu thing, which he does, I mean, it's not really a Pikachu thing, but I just keep calling it Pikachu thing because why not? Just pray that you're positioned well to dodge it, because if you're not, then that is so sad, because it really is like the one which deals the most damage out of everything. So yeah, and thankfully I got so lucky that for his final slither of health, he activates this psychic thing, and this psychic thing, you just have to keep shooting him until like you land the shot, and then boom, no damage Gene. This is not as easy as it looks. It is so challenging. And also, like, I mean, this boss fight would be awesome if it wasn't for the PSP's like horrid camera. Oh my goodness. Anyways, yeah, this is my video, Portable Ops. Thanks for watching, and actually I want to talk about some more things. So yeah, I'm going to talk over this so I don't get copyright claimed, though my no commentary version did not get copyright claimed, so that's pretty cool. The ending with Ocelot implies some stuff in 4, which I kind of like. It doesn't really justify the twist in 4, but like, this game was made before 4, so it was kind of building up to it, but the way it was building up to it I thought was pretty neat. And no, I have not played Portable Ops Plus. I think I already called that. I think I already said that before. I might play it in the future, I don't know. And also, Calling to the Night is such an amazing theme, oh my goodness. So yeah, there's my rank. As you can see, 7 hours of gameplay for what is a video that is under an hour and 30 minutes. Time save, 41, okay. Restarts, 247. So the thing about those restarts is that, oh my goodness, those are only the boss fights. Because like I never restarted a stealth level. It was only the boss fights. So like all those restarts are for the boss fights. And also the screen just disappeared. So this may actually be my first video in a long time where I actually talk longer than like my no commentary video. Like really look at it. Like I mean my previous like commentary videos have all been the same length as my no commentary videos. But now this is the first time where that's not the case. Now anyways, from here on out there is a big decision for me to make, and also maybe for you to make, because the next game I'm going to play, the way I'm thinking about it, it could either be I'm finally going to get back to the Phantom Pain, or I play the first 2 Metal Gear games, or I get back to Splinter Cell with Splinter Cell Double Agent, or I play Metal Gear Rising. I'm going to have a community post later which will let you vote on that. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.